One coming in through from a beautiful channel known as Rokani Media Football. And I know many of you have been hugely waiting for this. I think it has been hours, but I've been having certain issues that I'm trying to obviously fix. But when I went ahead, obviously get them done, I was like, let me come back here and really talk to you. This is Nelson telling me, good afternoon, RD. I'm Nelson from Moroto. Good to see Guimarares at Arsenal, indeed. Now, I'm called RD, not RB. RD, like Rokani David. Those are my initials. You know, RD are my initials in there for you. So, let's see close to 300 likes much on this video before we head into this. And let's continue to subscribe because as we speak right about now, right, we are left with how many? 20 subscribers to hit 30,000 subscribers onto this channel. So please, let's make it a point that we obviously subscribe hugely. And the more we subscribe hugely, the more we'll obviously see ourselves hit 30,000 subscribers. And we are left with 18 subscribers to clinch that milestone in there for you. So, we talk about Bruno Guimarares' debut for the club of Arsenal. You understand? Looks like it's really going to be happening today, right? And I know most of you really want to know exactly what it will be like. Kakande, thank you for coming in through. Good afternoon, my people. It's the Emirates Cup second edition in here for you. First edition, Arsenal was beaten badly. This time around, they are all coming back their captain. Their former captain, who goes by names of Fabregas. And I really believe that he was one of those brave players that came in through to replace Patrick Vieira, a player that had gone ahead, obviously, leave a mark at the side of Arsenal. And Arsene Wenger went ahead to give him the trust, and he came in through and did the needful for the club of Arsenal. I'm talking about a guy known as Cesc Fabregas. He's going to be facing Mikel Arteta at the Emirates in the Emirates Cup. Now, for Arsenal, let's first do the team news. First and foremost, Rice, Ebelechi Eze, Saka, Noni Madueke. For England, all those are back and fully fit. That is it. Now, for Spain, the world champions, Raya, Merino and Zubimendi returned over the weekend to see to it that they put in a very huge shift altogether into this particular encounter. Big one as they prepare for the for the Community Shield. That is it. Now, the absentees, Saliba and Timber, those two are not expected to be part of this team. But the rest of the players are readily available and they are good to go in there for you. And you can as well support this channel by buying a super chat. How do you buy a super chat? There is a $sign in that live comment section box. You can go ahead, click on it. After clicking on it, you can dish us $1, $2, $3, any amount that you feel like you can give to us in there for you. And we'll appreciate you. And it helps you for your comment to be seen, right? And because it will come highlighted. It will have an highlight on it, whether green, red, yellow, blue, and so on and so forth. Now, those are the players that you don't expect to see in that Arsenal team. But the rest of the players are readily available. For the side of Como, every player you expect is going to be available. That is it. Now, let's get into this probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal that is going to be played at the Emirates Stadium that capacitated 60,704 people in there for you, right? So, let's start it off. The system is 4-2-3-1. That is it. And we're obviously going to see what Arteta is obviously going to be coming up with. Now, let's obviously go. Now, in goal, Raya is getting back in between the stitches today. I tell you, David Raya, if you watch the game of Dortmund, he was warming up on the sidelines of the club of Arsenal. He was really warming up. And today, we anticipate that he's going to be in the stages for the club of Arsenal. Most clean-sheeted goalkeeper in Europe and the Premier League. Golden Glove winner for 3 consecutive seasons. Ever since he came into the club of Arsenal, he has been winning the Golden Gloves at the club of Arsenal in there for you. So that is really great and very understandable. We go to the right back. Obviously, it's going to be Ben White, as he was seen in training very well. So Ben White will be the right back for the club of Arsenal. That is it. And we anticipate the best from this guy. Left back, Hincapie or Carafiori. I think it's going to be Ricardo Carafiori. He is the ideal left back for the club of Arsenal. You know, if he's fully fit, he is the first choice left back for the club of Arsenal. Though, in the game of Borussia Dortmund, he looked a little bit tired. He was worn out. And I was like, what is really wrong with him? His body language was not all that the same like he has always gone ahead to be. But his involvement in the team of Arsenal means a lot because he doesn't overlap to go onto the touchline, you know? No. He just inverts inside. And he makes the elbow system of Mikel Arteta very efficient. That is it. Because Ben White enjoys that. Ben White enjoys that role very, very, very much. Now, central defense, left-sided centre-back. Obviously, it's going to be Big Gabi. That is it. Big Gabi is going to be the left-sided centre-back for the side of Arsenal. And the right-sided centre-back, it's going to be Mosquera, the Spaniard. A man who is really having a very beautiful spell at the club of Arsenal. What a bargain for this player. You know, he's one of the players that are really most promising in that squad of Arsenal. But if they tell you the amount of money that Arsenal went ahead to buy him for, my dear, you'll be like, they got themselves the biggest business in there for you. So from there, we get to the double pivot. Now, that double pivot, that's where we want to see how Arteta will obviously pick his players. Declan Rice, I see him starting this beautiful game. That is it. I see Declan Rice start this game for the club of Arsenal. That is it. And I go in the double pivot or the second pivot. I see Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes coming through from Newcastle to Arsenal for £75 million. So I predict that Guimaraes will obviously come in through and really start for the side of Arsenal in this particular encounter. So that is my starting double pivot for the club of Arsenal. That is it. Now, ahead of them, I see a player called Martin Odegaard playing as the number 10. Now, in the game they went ahead to lose to Borussia Dortmund, for the 30 minutes that Martin Odegaard came up and obviously showcased for, he showed me his forward. By the way, he's brilliant going forward, and his pass through the tunnels, you know, are really great and awesome. He just needs to obviously know that they've gone ahead, obviously getting a player known as Bruno Guimaraes who can really get that ball from the central defense and then give it to him. So he doesn't need to obviously come and really fetch the ball like he has always gone ahead to do in the previous games. There for you. Then we obviously leave it at that. That is the midfield three. Now, we go to the front three. Right forward, it has always gone ahead to be Max Dorman. And I think his time of starting is over because the owner of this place is back, and that is Bukayo Saka. That is it. Left forward, no doubt, it can't be Martinelli. It's all going to be Zolis. Christos Zolis, you know. And I want to see how he really behaves when he's playing in this elite team. Leading the line, it's really going to be Victor Gyökeres. That is it. Now, that is my probable starting 11 for the side of Arsenal as they take on a team known as Como, Cesc Fabregas' team. Now, when you look at that team, when you compare it to the team that really played against Borussia Dortmund, I think changes are obviously going to be made, especially in goal, because it was Kepa Arrizabalaga that has always gone ahead to start, and now David Raya gets back into his starting position. That is it. Then, Skelly, Kai Havertz started. into the midfield three. Now it's Rice coming in through to play the first pivot, and and Bruno Guimarares is coming in through to play as a second pivot. Martin Odegaard keeps his position. Saka comes in for Max Dorman. Zolis maintains his position, and Gyökeres also maintains his spot in this team of Arsenal, meaning that Saka, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and David Raya get into this team that is obviously going to be playing tonight at the Emirates. And this team is really going to show us exactly what style of play Arteta is going to be deploying this season. And whatever you see him displaying today at the Emirates, be sure that it's really going to be what we will be expecting to see on Sunday as Arsenal plays in what we call the Community Shield. So I don't expect any changes. That is it. And I expect him to obviously go with this. But there are some things you need to understand. Guimarares, Rice, Saka are playing their first preseason game, meaning that the manager will obviously see them play like 30 minutes or 45 and will take them off. I say 30 minutes. Now, Rice will be off, and Rice will be off, and this other guy called Bruno Guimarares, and I think Mikel Merino and Zubimendi will come in through because they need some minutes in their legs. They'll play in for the last 15 minutes of the game, and around the hour mark, they'll be taken off. You get? The same applies to Saka. Bukayo will play like 30 minutes, and I think Noni Madueke will be given a go. And when he also plays until the hour mark, then maybe Max Dorman will obviously come in through. But I do expect those early changes to come in through, unless otherwise these players have gone ahead, obviously show the manager that they're really very fit and willing to go. Now, that is my probable starting 11, and I know many of you in the comment section are already discussing about it, right? So let's get to Como. Obviously, this manager is very tricky. Sometimes he plays with a back 3, 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3, 3-5-2, and sometimes he plays with a back 4, 4-2-3-1, or 4-3-3. Now, he said, Butez in goal, Samolik, Ramon, Chaloba, and Kaichi in the back 4. Chaloba has just gone ahead to sign for them, and he's expected to obviously make his debut for Como at the Emirates, a stadium that he knows very well, that he really went ahead to play on when he's still playing in the Premier League. Midfield 3, Peron, Lahado, and Diao. Those are the midfield 3. Kakuret, Liberi, and Doi Vigas will come in through to put in a very huge shift to see to it that all goes on well as planned. So that is how we expect a club known as Como to obviously come in through and do the needful. I think Nico Paz is one for me to watch. I tell you, Nico Paz has been one of me to watch, but I don't really see him really start this game of football because he has just returned, and I don't know whether Cesc Fabregas will trust him to obviously come in through and represent in the starting position in here. But one thing I've gotten to know about Nico Paz, he might not have gone ahead to obviously train hugely with the club, right? And I don't know whether he's really going to be present today. But for me, he's one of those players that would obviously give Arsenal a very huge test in there. And I tell you, indeed, Nico Paz is Nico Paz. And I don't know whether he traveled with Como, and I've not seen him anywhere mentioned to see to it that he comes in through to represent for the club. But he's really good, and he's a very good player. And I think we'll miss out to watch out on him because he's one of those players that I've really gone ahead to admire for some time in here. Now, as it stands, that is how I believe Arsenal will stand. And my prediction, 3-2 win for the club of Arsenal. It might, by the way, because of the changes they make. But if it was the team to go in for like 70 minutes like that, I know it would have gone ahead to be very hard for Como to even put a goal past this side. But Como is a good footballing side. Kakande says, good afternoon, bro. Then Paul says, good afternoon, Abradi. Good to see you. This is Inziku. He's called Inziku Cosmas. Good afternoon, Aradi. Paul Joe, talk about people who are downplaying Gyökeres' efforts at Arsenal. Is he bad player according to you? Let me tell you. Gyökeres is a very good player. And the reason as to why he comes in throughout Arsenal to be that sounding figure and image, it's because he does a lot, you know. And when you're profiling him, he's a clinical number 9, traditional striker. And the only way to get the best out of him is creating him chances. And if at all, in an Arsenal side that was not aimed at really creating chances for him, he went ahead to score 21 goals a season. You have to give him a 5-finger salute for what he really went ahead to do as a player. Because how many were ahead of him? You get, in the Premier League, he was among, I think, the best 5-6 scoring players. That is it. When you look at the season of 2020 Premier League, top goal scorers. Let's see. Obviously, let me see here. I really want to really bring out this point very well. Now, where is it? Where is it? Where are they? The lists. Let me see. Top 10 Premier League. Top goal scorers. Right. All right. Hear me out. Erling Haaland had 27 goals. Igor Thiago had 22. Anton Semenyo had 17. Oli Watkins had 16. Yao Pedro had 15. Morgan Gibbs-White had 15. Gyökeres had 14. Now, if the player is in the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League, there is no way you can come out and say that he's not that good. And I really pity everyone who really thinks that the guy is not good. That guy is good. That guy is good. He's good, I tell you. And for everyone who thinks that he's not good enough to obviously come in through and do the job at the club of Arsenal, that is banter. But the fact is, he has gone ahead to put out huge evidence that he's that ideal player, that if at all he's serviced, you put the ball on his plate, he'll obviously put it in the back of the net. And my happiness is that he has gone ahead to come in through and he has found another player and another player called Christos Zolis, who intentionally has come to obviously make him better. I've gone ahead to say Christos Zolis, and indeed, he has gone ahead to obviously make this guy better in there for you. And I think I've gone ahead to obviously give you my point of view. He's a very good striker, that is it. Create chances for him. He's not good at link-up play. His first touch is not all that good, but I can guarantee you, if you give him the ball in the right positions, he will get you goals. That is it. Ivan says, good afternoon, my man Rokani. Good afternoon to you too. This is Abo Graphics. Hey, my man already. Hey, nice to see you again. That is Ivan. And Nelson says, Nelson from Moroto. Good to see Bruno Guimarares at Arsenal. All right. Then Inziku says, to keep, it's okay. To go, I am saying a 3-1. Zolis, 1 goal. All right. Muhindo says, Rokan David. Muhindo says, RD, thanks for the updates. Muhindo watching from Kasese. Thank you, the people of Kasese, you are watching through. Inziku says, if Raya starts, it will be 3-0. All right. For me, it's a 3-2. I think Arsenal will win by 3-2. 3-2, 3-1. Okay. 3-1, 3-2. Paul Bagonza. Good afternoon, Mr. Aradi. Ivan says Arsenal 3-1. That's his prediction. Then we do have Peter Bagonza. What is appropriate cost needed to move Alvarez from Atletico Madrid to Arsenal? 150 million euros. That is it. But when Arsenal brings 120, I think they can sit down at the table and really negotiate, right? Mohindo says, Aradi, do you know about Kosi, please? Guys, people have been asking me about Kosi, but can I put his number in the comment section? You guys call him yourselves. Let me see. Let me see whether I can get him here. Because you guys have been asking me Kosi. Let me see here. Let me call him and see whether he will pick up. I'm calling him. They're telling me the number I've gone ahead to call is not available at the moment. You understand? But I'm going to leave a message. Let me WhatsApp him. Because most of you are really asking me, where is Kosi? Let me send a message to him and tell him, please, your fans are asking me where you are. You get? So let me obviously send him a message here. Messages and calls are now into hand. Only people in this chat. Oh my God. He's nowhere. Cosmas. All right. Let me try here. Oh my God. What's wrong with his numbers? So, I don't know what to do, but I'm trying to reach out on him. I don't know where he is. That's it. I don't know his whereabouts. But I want to let you know that when the right time comes and he needs to get back, he'll get back. That is it. But I tried all his numbers. They're not going in through. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So this is Richard. He's telling us that RD, I'm Sabi Richard from Chisoro. Tell me transfer news about Bakola. Bakola to Arsenal. Unless otherwise a miracle happens, but I don't see it happening. Looks like Liverpool is really ahead of that particular deal. You understand? But for Arsenal, Ndiaye, pay a lot of attention to detail on Ndiaye. He's obviously that player that Arsenal is looking at hugely. You understand? So let's wait and see how that really pans out. But Arsenal is looking out onto a player known as Ndiaye hugely. So that's what I can tell you about the transfers for the club of Arsenal. But indeed, it is really one of those transfers that the people are really waiting in for. But Bradley Bakola to Arsenal, looks like Arsenal are not really doing the needful. And the numbers I'm having are off. The numbers of Kosi that I'm having are really off. So I don't know what you're going to do. But the numbers are totally off. On WhatsApp, he's unavailable, but I'll try to reach out and see whether I can really find him. And when I find him, I'll leave a message because you've been asking me that question and I couldn't reach out to him. Twina Masiko Rokani, tell me transfer about Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto has been linked to the club of Arsenal, but Man City is really ahead, and his former manager who is now the manager at Chelsea. He's obviously doing the needful to see to it that he really goes ahead to do the needful and really become that player that side. Remember, they are losing Savinho to Tottenham Hotspur, so they are looking out Savinho to come in through and really do the needful. Rokani, tell me, what is the situation for Julian Alvarez? He has returned at Atletico Madrid. The position is still the same. He wants to leave. But Atletico are like, we are not selling you to Barcelona. All right? We are not selling you to Barcelona. That's what we are getting in through from the guy. So as it stands, the club of Arsenal is doing all what it takes to see to it that they really get in this player. So as it stands, today is the big day for the big game coming in through at the Emirates Stadium. And I want to let you know that that's what we had for you in here as far as this game of football is concerned. It's Como taking on a side called Arsenal. Fabregas has a team that plays free-flowing football. Expect an entertaining game, a tactical masterclass. It's really going to be a tactical battle because Cesc Fabregas' team is a team that plays total football. That is it. But all in all, the game is on tonight. And I know most of you are really hugely waiting for that particular big game in there for you. And I just love it that you guys are really in here and you are flocking in here to really ask me questions in there for you. Arsenal should not sell Skelly because Arsenal, we need him. Let me tell you, where is he going to play? People who are saying that they shouldn't sell Skelly are the same people who will be like, let's sell him in January. Yet, teams that need him would have already gone ahead to obviously get in his replacement. You understand? So, let's be factual. If you're having Bruno Guimarares, Mikel Merino, Zubimendi, and Declan Rice, those players are enough to represent Arsenal throughout the season in the double pivot. You understand? So, if that's the case, then why do they need Lewis Kelly? Why do they need Lewis Kelly? Ask yourself. He's not gonna really get in ample playing time. That is it. So, for everyone who wishes this guy well, Lewis Kelly, and you want him to do the needful, he needs to be sold. He's going to rot on the bench. What he went through last season, it's the same thing. It's the same thing he's going to go through this season. Why? He's not going to be getting in ample playing time. And he'll be the same player who will obviously come and say, I want to leave. You get? And don't expect Arsenal to obviously see these players dropping off like Zubimendi, like he did drop off last season. And you know Arteta, if Merino was there, he would have gone ahead to put Merino ahead of this guy, meaning that Mikel Merino, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Bruno Guimaraes, all those four players, the manager rates them highly ahead of Lewis Kelly. So Skelly has to go, and Arsenal needs to get in some money. So sell him when he's still a hot cake, because last season he played like the last quarter looked well, and that's why teams are in for him. If you keep him at the club of Arsenal when he's not playing any game, his price is going to depreciate. Yet right now, you can obviously get in 50 million pounds because of what he put out onto the field of play. The moment you don't obviously sell him now, can you get that amount of money next season or next summer or in the January transfer window? The answer is no. At what time is the game? 30 hours, that is it. Tinama Sikos Hayes, do they have 90 million? They cannot sell Lewis Kelly for 90 million. Who can sell him for that amount of money? Even teams that really want to take him are like 50 million pounds are really a lot. You understand? Rokani, not Man United at least. They should loan him. I don't think that there is bad blood between Arsenal and Man United. They've gone ahead, obviously, sell themselves players. That is it. You understand? So, I also don't like Skelly at Man United. I'm telling you the truth. But maybe the people scouting out, they scout better than me. But if I'm looking out for a left back, there are better left backs in the world than Lewis Kelly, because he doesn't balance the two very well. Defensively, he's lacking. Going forward, he's really great. In the midfield, I think he's good, but I cannot really bring in a third midfield at the club of Man United when he's Lewis Kelly, because he doesn't have enough experience. You know, all you need a more physical player. You understand? Like Emmanuel Kone, a Chiomini, a Sander Badge. That's what I need at the club of Man United in there for you. So that's what I had for you in here. And Rokani David signs out. See you in the next video that I'm going to be uploading. I sign out for now. See you later. Your thoughts on who is expected to be in the starting 11?